Welcome to episode 91 of the current Backloggers. The date is January 29th. I'm your host, Case P. along with my good friend and co-host, Cody G. Cody, how's it going?
Dude, I'm sure your recording picked it up, but your noise gate on Discord cut all that out. So
I tested on OBS and it spiked high into the red, but it worked before you got on and tested it.
Well, Discord just totally said, no, this guy's fucking troll and cut you off. So
That's not. I wasn't trolling though, so that's kind of rude. How you been, buddy?
good. Just normal shit.
Normal shit. Nothing you want to talk about?
No.
All right. If you're watching on video, I know my video's a little dark. The electric went out, but luckily I have this light to guide me. It's a trophy I won during an achievement race. I also got this crown on here. So I think we're set for this episode as far as electricity goes, and I think we'll be good now. What do you think, Cody?
Yeah, I believed you for a second. I was like, oh shit, that's wild as power's out. And then realized like you wouldn't have internet or a computer or anything.
Yeah, I saw your face look questioned, and I was like, I feel like you should know that that's bullshit since we're recording, but I get it sometimes.
I sympathized for a second.
And then you just fucking hated me.
That's right, dude.
This, of course, is from our achievement race. I've held it for a little bit of time now and going to hold it again, especially as the scoreboard's looking pretty high in my advantage, as most people aren't even playing yet.
Yeah, and I guess I was playing the wrong game. Playing the wrong game.
You're ridiculous.
I think I just called out the whole chat too. They don't listen to your show, Casey. I think you should be absolutely disrespected by that.
I was gonna make a point.
Feel disrespected.
I was gonna. Danielle was texting me and said she's gonna kill me. I'm not sure what that's in reference to.
Probably the fucking megaphone intro that you just did. So you're gonna break that thing.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about calling everybody out when you said that, but then I felt like you're already insulting him enough by making fun of him, so I was like, I guess I'll leave it at that.
My favorite was Derek breaking it down like I was an absolute retard. This is where you are, and this is where we are. Because Derek had, essentially in the chat, Bazooka, his infinite wisdom, thought I was playing the wrong game. And, well, he said you're playing the wrong avatar. And then Derek, he's a very literal guy. So I think that's where he got confused. They thought I was playing the wrong Avatar game for the achievement race, but I was just playing the old Avatar game first, which we'll get into next. And Derek just sent a photo of the 2010 Avatar, and was like, "This is where you are," and then sent a picture of the new Avatar, and said, "This is where we are," which this made me laugh even harder. I don't know. He's probably joking, but it's such a douchey way to explain something.
I feel like he's definitely being serious, and I feel like I could see you not being stupid, but I could see you mixing up just because you didn't care or you're not an Avatar guy. So I feel like he's probably like, oh, that fucking sucks, and trying to tell you. But I could have read it wrong as well. I was hoping to make it more confusing by putting The Last Airbender in there, but nobody responded to that.
I like that too. I should start playing that next, just so that pops on my achievement thing.
You should. All right, guys, I figured it out now. You definitely win the achievement race that way. You can play it for like 15 minutes and get 1,000. Nothing else you want to talk about, though, little guy?
Nope.
All right. The only thing I've been doing besides stuff that will come up in later topics is working. So I'm about the same. Anything you want to talk about from the weeks before?
No. I don't have anything.
The only thing I have is I watched Developer Direct. Not going to go over everything in depth since it's a while ago, and most stuff didn't interest me in particular. Like Avowed looks like could be cool, but I'm not an Elder Scrolls guy, and it looks very Elder Scrollsy. So we'll see. I'll give it a chance, especially on Game Pass, but I don't know if it's my thing. Visions of Mana is definitely not my kind of thing. I know it's a big deal that Square Enix is kind of working with Microsoft again in that capacity, but does nothing for me. I think it's Ara, History Untold. Did you see this game? I feel like you have been interested in this. It's very Civilization, and a lot of people used to work there are working on it.
How do you spell it?
ARA, but then it's just History Untold.
Are you sure it's not Applied Research Association?
Is that what came
Google
up?
said. Yeah. I feel like I would have seen this with all the things that broke down. Yeah, I feel like I did. I've never really played in the Civilizations games, so.
Oh, I thought you said you really liked them. Must you think of somebody else?
No, I've never. I mean, I like the idea of them, but my favorites
Yeah.
are Total War.
Yeah, I remember that. Must be mixing up. Yeah, I think they're really cool in premise, but I could tell I'd fucking hate them. And this game's not coming to Xbox either. It's just PC and PC Game Pass. So I think that shows a little bit of Microsoft's plan when it's literally called the Xbox Developer Direct, and it's not coming to Xbox, and there's only 5 games to show to begin with. The other two being Hellblade, which I am interested in, but it's another backlog game that I started and never finished, so I purposely skipped past that because I didn't want to see it. And then Indiana Jones, obviously, which we talked a little bit last time. It is first person, like we talked about. They are doing what I said I hope in cutscenes, but you're kind of expecting cutscenes to be third person, but also any cutaways. So, like if he's climbing something or traversing something, they'll pan out and do a third person, which I think is definitely the right call because I feel like it's weird to have such a iconic character and outfit just be an arm, because the only thing recognizable, like I said, at that point is the rope or the whip, whatever. I think this game looks really cool. Machine games can be hit and miss. You've talked on here about what the fuck, Wolfenstein, about the later ones not being very good. I haven't played them. I liked what I've played, but I haven't played the later ones. But I've heard that from a lot of people.
Well, the only one I didn't like was New Blood?
Yeah.
And I think that was a different company.
Oh, was I thought it was them.
I mean, let me check here. Let me see, because the other Wolfensteins are great. It was them.
Okay.
I thought I heard something that was like that was somebody else. I don't know. I don't know where I got confused at on that.
Yeah, so I don't feel like that's a home run, but I feel like it's definitely potential. The game, it's interesting. It looks like, definitely, like I said, Uncharted first person, which makes sense because Uncharted was trying to be Indiana Jones, so it'd be weird if it was anything but that. It does look like the game's more about adventure and puzzle solving like you expect from Indiana Jones, but obviously it's a game, so and it does happen in Indiana Jones as well, there's combat, and when the combat's happening, it looks very E3 days where there's like a few people there and they're set up to kill them. So I'm wondering if this game comes out and people complain, like reviews and stuff, that this game, there's nothing really to it besides the puzzles. Like there's no combat and those people are kind of standing there and everything's kind of, the AI is stupid. It kind of seemed that way. It almost looked like I said, an old scripted E3 gameplay demo. But definitely say could be good, and it seems like it is linear, kind of like Uncharted. The only thing that made me think it wasn't, and I really hope it's not the case, because I said Indiana Jones seems like it should definitely be. Sorry, we're getting a message on here. I don't know if it's from you. But Indiana Jones seems like it should be scripted and linear. But they were saying at the end of the demo that there's plenty of things you can find off to the side and find side puzzles and treasures, and hopefully that is just like literally off the path. But that made it sound a little open worldy to me, which I hope is not the case. But there's also, just because there's those things doesn't mean that it isn't something like you walk throughout the path and then you can find more stuff, which would totally be cool. But I talked about how games have way too much filler and nonsense now, so Hopefully that's not the case here. And then that
I
was it.
got you. So sorry,
Oh no.
before next week, correction.
Yeah.
Young Blood was the one I was thinking of,
Oh,
the newest
okay.
one that sucks, and it was partially developed by Arcane.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that.
I hear it's like not even like a 50-50 split. Like it was more Arcane.
I gotcha.
And when you play it, it feels like a Dishonored game too,
Yeah,
which is I think another reason I don't like it.
I gotcha. That was it for stuff from last week. You have any corrections, questions, or feedback?
No.
Me either. So you can send them to currentbackloggers@gmail.com or just feel free to comment, but just let us know it's for the show. So make sure to read it on here. You want to get into the news?
Will do. All right, the first one is from Video Games Chronicle. It's from the Power World Pokemon plagiarism accusations that I'm sure everyone sees on social media or X. But this article says there have been times when dozens of artists are given the same concepts art to create a 3D model, for example, during art tests for jobs. I've seen 30 artists try to make the same horse using the exact schematics. None of these were as close to each other as these Power World models are to the Pokemon models. None. The silhouettes and proportions here are near perfect matches. Another senior character artist in the game industry agreed that the model comparisons could be compelling evidence of plagiarism. Quote, the wireframe meshes look different. So they're not the same models, but it's so close that they have built over the top of Pokemon models and made a few changes so they weren't exactly the same. I know I saw another guy breaking down the video that there's probably not enough here for Pokemon or was it Game Freak
Mm-hmm.
to create a lawsuit, even if this is quote a fair use, because fair use doesn't exist in Japan, and both of these companies are in Japan,
Mm-hmm.
and just how overzealous Nintendo is with lawsuits. They could be trying to save face too, like, oh, you're going after the smaller guy, just trying to make a parody of your game. Um, I would get, but I don't understand all the people out here on like dying for this $1 billion company, Game Freak. Why they care so much? Just enjoy the games, and if anything, it encourages Game Freak to make a better game. What they've currently been making.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle. I'm definitely not. I'm not a Pokemon fanatic, especially within like the last what. It's crazy to think like 20 years by now. Um, and Game Freak, I've made fun of them countless times of the games they put out over and over that not only don't do anything new, but sometimes are getting worse, which is incredible. So I'm not. I feel like a lot of the people that are doing that are the hardcore Pokemon fans that can't see through any of Game Freak doing anything wrong and thinks that every game is brand new and perfect and a wonder. Um, but I do think there's in between. I feel like it is kind of crazy to think that if all this is really AI generated, I think that's a scary proposition and makes me wonder what's going to happen with games.
Wait,
And
Power World is AI generated?
that's what the rumor is, that all the character models are AI generated. I think they just put it into like to dumb it down a Pokemon filter, and then it spit that back out and created them. Which that's what does make it seem a little more crazy and does give a little evidence, because I remember even when this game was announced during whatever it was, the Xbox press conference, and I was like, there's no fucking way they got Pokemon. I was like, what is this? This is not Pokemon. And then it whipped out the guns. I was like, yeah, this definitely isn't it. But that's how close it was that they literally looked like Pokemon to me.
Yeah. There even in this article it mentioned a guy talking about it kind of reminds him of when you're making a sequel to a game and you take the older assets of the first game and then you add to that asset
Mm-hmm.
to create like a updated version of that old character.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me because AI is just, I mean, it's not making these things up. It's just
Yeah, exactly.
in many ways, AI is just like an advanced version of the internet. You just has like this massive thing to pull from, and it pulls from it really quickly, and then creates a Frankenstein of all of these things, and you're like the parameters you create for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, So I don't know. I don't. I think if something was here, they would have come after them first. I mean, there might be something here that I don't know about. Um, but yeah, I didn't know that till I watched a little Instagram reel about it. The guy says fair use does not exist in Japan, so it's not even. They can't even say like, oh, it's a parody, so we can't go after them.
I didn't know that.
Um,
I did see the Pokemon company put out a statement that said they're
they're looking
looking,
into it,
yeah,
right?
and they're investigating it. So it seems like they wouldn't put that out unless they thought there was something there or that they could do something. That seems like that'd be a kind of silly statement unless they're just trying to scare him away. Um, and I am with you partly about it is weird that it seems like people are trying to protect like a major corporation, but I feel like that's the same thing that not that I think this is going to happen. It's 1-to-1, but I feel like that's exactly what people used to do with Amazon. They're like, well, they're not Walmart, and now they're fucking 10 times bigger than Walmart. I don't feel like it's like at this point, it's not a small indie game. It's sold like tens of millions of copies, and is on Game Pass on top of that. So
Well,
they're,
I mean, let this be proof, though. I mean, as we get into more of this news, look at all the fucking layoffs.
yeah,
You guys operate on this bloated system of too many employees. Granted, I'm an idiot. I don't know anything about this, but from what I can see, you operate with these bloated payrolls of just useless jobs. Let this be proof that something new and fresh and original, made by a handful of people. Like, how many times have we seen that with Minecraft and like indie games over the years? Valheim.
yeah. I guess what makes this one a little weirder, and I think what's really setting the hardcore Pokemon fans off is I feel like the idea is somewhat original, but it seems like most of it's just like totally ripped off. I get that every game's sharing some kind of thing, but this just seems like it's ripping it straight from it. So I feel like it makes it a little harder to do that. But I feel like my point is more that I get what people are saying. That's a major corporation, so who gives a fuck? But I feel like it's exactly how more major corporations are created. So if people don't want that, not that that's going to happen with this, but I'm saying as a principle.
Well, I mean, speak with your wallets. If Amazon provided a better product, it was easier to get the shit in my house than driving to the war zone that is Walmart. Like, that's just how the market works, right? You provide the better thing, eventually you're gonna be better than whatever the current thing is.
Well, first off, I'll correct myself, Bronco Mart. I've been saying it wrong. My apologies. But I realized when you said it, I almost corrected you, and I was like, I can't do that now. Um, but yeah, I think that's true, obviously. But I also feel like now everybody complains about Amazon, even though they still use it. They all complain about how it's a massive corporation that owns everything. So that's what I'm saying is that,
Well, we've seen the mighty fallen how many times though? Sears,
yeah.
Kmart. Eventually, someone's gonna come around that'll beat them. Just how the market works. You can't. Granted, you don't want to be a fan. Like, I'm not gonna be wearing an Amazon jersey, but do you know how easy it is to just go to a search bar and type in what I'm looking for, and it pops up everything I want. I don't have to walk around the store. Like, there's obvious reasons why Walmart lost out. And then years prior, we were saying, oh, Kmart lost out to Walmart, and then Kmart beat Sears. The malls beat the downtown. The downtown beat the fucking farmers market. I don't know. It's just how an economy works. So you just outperformed. I
Uh,
think it's great. I think it's great. It's a great thing to create like oh shit moments for these companies. Like, I guess we can't just keep making the same thing fucking over and over again.
yeah, I definitely hope it does that. I think that would be one strong benefit. So I'm definitely not one of the people that are on the far end just because Pokemon. I'm upset. That's not where I'm coming
Yeah.
from. I know you're not saying that, but yeah, I think that would be a benefit to it. I just feel like it usually doesn't seem like it does that, and then as far as a new thing, it just seems like it either goes the other thing goes away, and this becomes a new big thing, or it doesn't change anything anyways. And I feel like it seems like people kind of pick and choose with that. Like with Bronco Mart, there's that huge documentary that everybody loved about how it
Oh
destroyed
yeah.
a lot of local companies, and everybody's that's fucked up. But then they're like, well, Amazon's different though, so it seems kind of weird because yeah, those companies if they had a better product or could have done it better, then they would have stuck around.
Mm-hmm. It's just the capitalism. Top of this article too, there is that update. The company, Pokemon Company, has broken its silence and responded to the Power World accusations, which is most just generic response about we're gonna have our lawyers look into it.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure anybody would. And then of course the creators of Power World are getting like death threats, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh yeah, that's. Well, I mean, there's always insane people, but especially when you have such a hardcore thing like Pokemon that people are, I said, not just love, but so many people are blinded to think that it can't just be anything but perfect, even if you do like it a lot.
Alrighty, the next piece of news I'll kind of just lump them all together. I'll just go through all of them real quick. This one's from Game Rant. I guess I will start with this one first. Ubisoft games servers shut down January 2024. The games affected are Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed Liberation, Assassin's Creed Revelation, Ghost Recon Future Soldier, Heroes Might and Magic 6, Ruse, and then probably the saddest one is the NCIS for the PC. I don't know. The games that they're talking about, I mean, minus Ghost Recon Future Soldier, really had, I mean, not that crazy, ridiculous. Oh, I'm sorry, we're missing some here. Splinter Cell Conviction and Trials Evolution. I mean, I can't imagine they had much of a community using these, and the things you probably got from Assassin's Creed wasn't that much. So, I mean, I don't think these are huge losses.
Yeah, I agree. I always think it's interesting to see when these things go down, how they go down, and some seem to take longer or too long, and then not long enough, and then some of these games were really beloved, so I'm sure there's people stuck around. So it sucks when those kind of games, like a game like that for me, like Shadowrun, when that goes down, well, not everybody's gonna say it because most people won't even fucking blink an eye, but the people would say, like, "Who gives a shit?" But to me, I'm like, "Oh, that blows." Like thinking Trevor right now, he's probably having a meltdown here in this. That's half his game library.
Yeah, I'll have to, next time I run into him, like, were you using any sort of the online functionality for these games?
Yeah, I doubt he was. I doubt it actually affects him.
All right. The next pieces of news, that's the ones we'll all lump together. I'll run through them real quick. The first one's from Game Informer. Idios. I always mess this name up, dude. Eidos.
Yeah, Eidos.
Montreal.
Yeah.
Eidos. Montreal, which they made the Marvel's Guardian of the Galaxy and both Deus Ex games. They're laying off 97 people. Bloomberg reports that Eidos Montreal has been working on a new unannounced Deus Ex game for 2 years, and it was set to enter production later this year. And they have instead canceled the game and subsequent some of the layoffs here. The next article is from GameIndustry.biz. It's opening up here. Yeah, that's what I want. I want you to have all of my cookies here. Reject all.
Hey, can I tell you a correction really quick? Not on you.
Yeah.
I totally was not full screen in Discord, so there's just like the chat and everything in there. So now we're full screen.
Do you know how to take that out in Discord?
In
Resolve.
I didn't. I don't think so. So if you want to show me, we could do that.
Yeah, you just zoom in and out of the footage. It's
okay, I got you.
Pretty simple. If you don't want it in there, or you do want it in there.
No, I got you.
So game industry's leaders brace for up to 2 years of pain. So epic, dude. CEO of a public company told us if 2023 was the year of layoffs, which is funny because 2024 we're 1 month in and there's been thousands. 2024 will be the year of closures, not just developers, but publishers, media, service companies. There's just too many unprofitable businesses in video games. We're looking up to 2 years of pain. Then later on, I believe this is the same CEO, he was blaming COVID, which didn't make sense to me. Didn't the gaming industry see a massive growth during COVID? I think if you could blame COVID here, it's the fact that during COVID you thought, oh shit, we had to hire a bunch of people because of the amount of people gaming.
Yeah,
And
so
then
is that
now,
not what he's saying? Because that's what I would think.
no, let me see if I can find where. I mean, that's such a generic term that companies love to use. The expansion investment over COVID is less. Yeah, yeah. So that's essentially what he's saying. Well, no,
Okay.
that's another person said that. Our VC added COVID did serious damage and will recover will take some time. So he just said a generic COVID thing, but then later, another person said the expansion and investment over COVID. Yeah.
Okay.
So, which that makes more sense now. It's the only way I could feel like you could blame COVID.
Yeah, definitely.
So there we go. 2024, he says, will be the year of closures. Embracer Group, I feel like you are next on the chopping block, unfortunately. This next article is from IGN. Microsoft lays off 1,900 staff from its video game workforce. As part of the layoffs, Blizzard Entertainment president Mike Ybarra announced he is leaving the company. Blizzard's chief design officer and co-founder Alan Admin is also leaving the developer behind. So those are two big hits for Blizzard for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when you buy these companies, you're not buying the IPs because they're not in a very healthy state, and you're losing a lot of legends that helped create. Well, I don't know, legends might be an overstatement, but people that created Blizzard to what it is.
Mm-hmm.
The next one. You'll notice there's a theme to these. IGN, Riot Games lays off 530 or 11% of staff. So then we'll move on to Game Informer article. Outrider Studio People Can Fly lay off more than 30 employees. Are you seeing a theme here, Casey?
Not yet. Keep going.
Okay.
I'm slow.
All right. The next article is from PushSquare.com. Black Forest Games, the developer behind the recent Destroy All Humans remakes and the upcoming TMNT The Last Ronin, has reportedly lost half of its employees following a round of layoffs. They had
there.
a staff members, 110 members, meaning it could be down to roughly 55 workers.
That game
Yeah,
looks
so
dope
that's.
too.
I know, man. It's I'm excited for that one. But yeah, so essentially, the gaming industry is not a very healthy place right now. I think it's. I think a lot of tech companies are very very bloated, and gaming is probably the worst ones at it. So yeah, I think this will be viewed as another game crash. The game crash didn't mean the gaming industry was destroyed. That article with the CEO talks about, video games are on a pretty healthy foundation. I don't think they're going anywhere. Just the way they do them, and the fact that there's 5 million companies out there doing them, and meanwhile they're being outperformed by a group of friends or a group of people making indie games. Like, so think of some of the biggest games like you hear people talking about are not usually the new Call of Duty or. I mean, Grand Theft Auto is probably one of the few that I can think of, but there's a lot of indie games being played and talked about right now. So yeah, I think the gaming industry got a little samey,
Oh, for sure.
very bloated. They're not willing to experiment. We don't need 72 Assassin's Creed. That doesn't hold. Sorry, Trevor.
It's like you're right. We need 100.
We don't need Call of Duty every year. I don't know. I think this is hopefully a renaissance. And unfortunately, a lot of people are unemployed because of it. I think investments are going away too, which is that's what's kind of killing Embracer Group. That evil blood money they're getting from Saudi Arabia dried up. People are just not investing right now in this economy. I don't know. That's my view on it.
I have some similar thoughts. I think there's a lot of factors. I definitely think they're bloated as a lot of companies are, but even more so it seems like. Um, I think there's no getting around that. There's a lot of layoffs and probably even more in the gaming industry. But wondering how much it is compared to everything else. 'Cause I feel like we see layoffs everywhere, but especially I wonder if it would be similar if we looked in areas where people cared this much. I feel like where a lot of layoffs are happening aren't really like they're consumer things, but not things that people care this much about and care about the employees. Like think about how many things shut down and we could care less about the people, or obviously it's sad if people lose their job, but we don't even think like that. We just care about the product and that being gone. So I feel like I see pretty regular about layoffs and other stuff that I don't follow, but we followed game industry so close. And then I feel like game websites, I feel like, are picking up how much people are reacting to layoffs. So I feel like now you're seeing stories of layoffs of like 10 people, even at giant companies. I feel like that's not something that no one even noticed that a year ago. But yeah, I think companies are definitely bloated. Did you say, I tried to pull the article back up, well, you might not have it. Riot was 500 people laid off at 11% of the staff.
I think that was right, yeah.
Is that possible? So they had almost 5,000 employees at fucking Riot?
That's what I'm saying, dude. Absolutely bloated.
So that's why I'm wondering how much of a factor that is. I mean, yeah, that's
11% of their staff.
Yeah, so almost 5,000.
45 Reddit. There's Reddit post here saying they have 4,500 employees.
Yeah, so I mean that's a lot of people and that fucking sucks, but yeah, that just seems like that wasn't sustainable. So I don't know how much it really changed it. Like I said, there's no getting around the fact that something's happening and it's affecting things. I do think it's I've said for years how games are getting way too big and everything's trying to match everything else instead of trying to do its own thing. And that's why even with my favorite thing being Halo and even me thinking Battle Royale fits perfect in that, I was like, they need to find the next big thing, not what's big now, because this stuff only lasts for so long. Even Power World's the next big thing. That's going to fade away too, and then somebody's going to try and copy Power World, maybe Nintendo, which would be funny. But I feel like I get to a point as a business you have to do. I can't just always create new things because it's way too big of a risk. But I feel like they go to the extreme end of whatever's hot, you drop everything else, and then you go all in. And then once something else is there, you do the next thing. And it's not just one company does it; it's just everybody does it, or a lot do. Obviously, not literally everybody. And then these games is becoming not even just budget wise. Definitely, that's a huge factor and the biggest, but I feel like what feeds into the budget too is having to make these games so big in scale and so much to do instead of a 10-hour thing that's more condensed, and I feel like would be much more manageable.
Yeah. I mean, even if you, like right now, I just went to Google, typed in layoffs, and went to news. Microsoft, what's behind the tech industry's mass layoffs in 2024? Why Google, in another article, why Google, Microsoft, Amazon had layoffs despite record profits. Sports Illustrated unions take legal action over recent layoffs. Sports Illustrated must be laying off a shit ton of people. Nestle announces another round of layoffs. Viral journalism bloodbath 2024 kicks off with numerous media layoffs. Pfizer eliminates 52 roles in the San Francisco area. More than 200 workers at Nestle factory to be laid off. UK broadcaster Channel 4 confirms 200 layoffs. So I don't think this is exclusive to gaming at all. I think it's the economy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to think Riot a few years ago hiring that many people. I mean, it's not unusual to hear about these tech companies too just operating at a loss because they have so much investments from people. Like what Uber didn't we read one time Uber has never made money?
I don't know about them, but I know a lot of companies are like that. Like Netflix just somewhat recently started making money, which I think if you asked 100 people, like 98 8 people would tell you that they've made money,
Yeah.
millions and millions of dollars. Because
Sorry, go ahead.
it just seems like when you hear these names that they have to be big. Kind of like we talked about Discord, everybody uses it, and it's like the main PC thing. But if you really think about where the money's coming from, majority of people that use Discord don't put a cent into it.
Yeah. Well, then you see people too, like people that blaming the companies, like they're like, oh, we need to put unions into the companies to protect the workers because they're having record profits and they're still laying people off. But meanwhile, like you said, these companies are not making money; they're just spending money.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, I mean, part of it is, I think Riot even mentioned it's not to please the stockholders. We literally don't. We just need to save money.
Mm-hmm.
So, I kind of sit on the fence when it comes to these issues because I don't trust companies, but in the same time, I think capitalism's the best option that we have. Looking at all of our options, so that's why I kind of defend it. So unions are kind of that gray area because you hear horror stories about unions and how, I mean, anything can be corrupted, of course, but so I don't know. I'm kind of a fence sitter when it comes to these two things. When people are like, they have record profits. It's like, yeah, they have record profits, but I mean, or record. I don't know. Like, let's break it down. Let's stop and think about it. Is that department that person works in making money?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so if a company makes a shit ton of money, should they just make up? Like, you want them to just continue? Like, it's just not a healthy route to just, okay, you can stay here, you can check emails, and sit here and cash a check.
Yeah.
Even though you're not. That's great. They make money, but does that mean they should hire people? Does that mean if a company operates at a profit, they should spend all that extra profit on payroll? Like, think about it. If you had, it's not unusual to hear a game developer making 6 figures. You have 10 people. What is that, $1 million in payroll?
Mm-hmm.
So if Riot employed 5,000 people, and it's probably not unusual for everyone to probably be over 80 grand at least at that place.
Yeah.
100 grand. Imagine whatever that is. That's insane. It doesn't matter how much money they're making. Look at how much money is going out the door.
Yeah.
Payroll is usually the biggest expense for companies. Granted, too, like, this is a very odd. This is not capitalism like the traditional sense of capitalism. What at the turn of the century, 1900s, I like how this has become a fucking economics podcast. Like, I fucking know anything. I just read shit online and I can regurgitate it to you, right? So, welcome to class with Cody. But in the early 1900s, there was like 2 or 3% of people that didn't work for themselves, and then now it's like 98% of people work for a company. Where in the
Mhm.
past, when capitalism was doing its thing, it was because we all had our own businesses. It was really a fruit of your labor. Like, that's where I think the issue comes from now. It's everybody works for conglomerates. You think you work for this company, but you really work for this. Technically, all work for 4 companies. And then my conspiracy mind, I've heard people talk about these fake jobs. The reason these companies are so bloated is because they have crazy amount of money coming in investments. But it's also a way to appease people. Like, oh, you have a job. You have a job. In many ways, like, I think Sam Hyde talks about it, universal basic income is kind of already here because there is so many jobs, bloated jobs in the market, that the government is giving you universal basic income by filtering it through companies and investments, like the higher ups, not the government itself, but the
Mhm.
powers that be are filtering them through companies and giving you purpose, because universal basic income really can't exist without you feeling, like, I've earned this. So these bullshit bloated jobs are a way of, we filter money through these companies, we dump money on these companies, and they will inadvertently hire more people. But I don't know. That's my schizophrenic thoughts on it. So.
No, I hear you. That makes sense.
Does it really? Or did I just go full Unabomber on you?
No, I get what you're saying.
See, we need to get back to horse and buggies, Casey. I got this cabin out in the woods. I think we can start mailing stuff to these powers that be.
Now you're starting to sound like a killer at the minimum. Also, look at my hands when your screen's lighting me up right now. They're all red. Looks like I beat somebody up. I got this Band-Aid on me. Look at that.
Yeah. This lighting you've got going on too.
I don't like
Very
what's...
ominous.
Yeah, look at my hands now. If you look too long, kind of looks like you're looking at what's the nasty ass candy you like? Candy corn.
Candy corn.
Yeah.
No, I don't see that one.
Yeah, well, you like candy corn though. You're a freak.
Fucking love those. Those are little pumpkins. Those little fuckers. It's like candy maple syrup. I don't know.
Oh God.
I like how we can go from my conspiracies about universal basic income's kind of already here. Well, it's not my conspiracy. It's just shit. Once again, I heard online and can regurgitate to you talking about your fingers looking like candy corn. All right. So the next two pieces of news are very similar. TechRadar.com. Hideo Kojima's documentary is coming to Disney Plus in 2024. If you'd like access to his gaming studio so you can see his creative process in action, Disney Plus is just the film for you. Hideo Kojima's Connecting Worlds, which premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival earlier this year, will be streaming exclusively on the best streaming service for families in spring 2024. Who do you think owns TechRadar.com, Casey? You want to talk about the conspiracies? Let's go down this rabbit hole real quick. Let's see. Who owns TechRadar?
I bet it's not Disney, but they are really kissing up to him.
Oh yeah, I don't think it is. Future PLC, which that's funny. They used to used to publish the Xbox magazine until they took it away.
Oh yeah.
Future PLC owner. Okay, I guess they're their own thing, big conglomerate. Okay, all right, Disney. I was watching you there for a second. Because exclusively on the best streaming service for families in spring 2024. The documentary was made during the development of Death Stranding and positions Kojima a very much an auteur. That's what? Am I retarded? I've never heard this. A filmmaker whose personal influences and artistic control over a movie are so great that the filmmaker is regarded as the author of the movie. Great. I'm absolutely retarded. I've never heard this word before. You almost got me there, Disney. Something that said explicitly by Guillermo del Toro in the trailer below. So yeah, they have a trailer for it. It looks really good. I'll check that out. I do not have Disney Plus anymore, though.
As I say, I know you're a Disney hater, but I know we both really like behind the scenes making of stuff, and I know we both said countless times that there's not enough of that in games. I'm not even a Kojima guy, but I think he's interesting. I think it will be not even just with me, with my weirdness, but I think it'd be a little hard to follow it with him not really speaking English, just because you're going to want to watch the gameplay and everything they're talking about so intently. Is kind of the point of a making of, and he doesn't really speak English, but
yeah, he's also an auteur, and I'm an autist. So.
I knew that was coming.
The next article from GameFormer.com. At first, when I pulled this article up that you sent me, I thought Grounded was getting a sequel, because it says Grounded 2, the making documentary for The Last of Us Part 2. Earlier this month, developer Naughty Dog announced the Grounded 2 making The Last of Us Part 2. That really rolls off the tongue. Grounded 2, making The Last of Us Part 2. Kojima is an auteur. Would be coming to its recent release. The Last of Us would be coming to its recent release. Oh, that's why, because it's going to be included with The Last of Us Part 2 remastered and a post-launch update for the game. Now we know exactly when the behind-the-scenes documentary will be live, February 2nd. So yep, it's going to be a free update for the game on February 2nd. But you can also watch the documentary on YouTube the same day. The documentary and its associated game update will both go live at 9 a.m. Pacific time, noon Eastern time.
And then it'll
Yeah,
also be on Disney Plus for the best families go to watch films, right?
exactly, dude. No, I'm excited for this too. I want to play the game first, of course, both
Yeah.
games before I watch that. But yeah, this reminds me of I think Double Fine and
Mhm.
Indie Game the movie were the first times I've seen Double Fine's documentary series they did. It's very interesting, and it kind of reminds me also. What's the South Park one? A Day to Run or something like that.
Oh shit! I know you're talking about where they make it in a day. Can't remember what it's
Yeah.
called though.
6 Days to Air, the making of South Park.
6 days in Fallujah.
16, very similar. But yeah, so I'm excited to check those out. Very cool. I would love more video game documentaries.
Yeah, I'm with you. A couple things. Did you never watched you watched the Halo documentaries after that, or like the making of Halo, or you're not grouping those in with it? Because I know these are a
I
lot
forgot all
deeper.
about those.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I would thought those would be your first ones. That's what made them
I
so
didn't.
cool.
I didn't watch them like all the way through, but I remember my friends
Oh,
putting them
really?
on and I was watching bits and pieces here and there.
You
Yeah.
might be surprised. I watched them way too many times. I didn't really make sense how many times I watched them. Even being a Halo fan, and I
You
didn't
were an
think it.
auteur.
That's right. I didn't think it was Grounded 2, but I won't lie. When I was going back through the articles, when I was sending you more, I was like, what the hell did I add Grounded 2? And I was like, oh, it's The Last of Us. That's right. So I had the same thought for a second.
All right. The next article is from IGN.com. Microsoft has announced the launch of the Xbox Indie Selects, a program designed to promote indie games. This is rekindling memories of the 360's famous Xbox Live Arcade. Xbox Indie Selects features a monthly curated collection of 6 indie games in the Xbox Store dashboards and on the Xbox social channels. Here's how it works. Every last week of the month, 6 games will be chosen by the ID at Xbox team and designated that month's ID at Xbox Indie Selects. The collection will be located in the Xbox Indie section of the blah 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 Xbox Indie Xbox Indie Selects. Fuck, dude. Xbox Store in the dash along Microsoft's additional indie collections will be they're still doing it, which will be updated weekly on Wednesdays. The selected games don't strictly have to be games from the ID at Xbox program. Microsoft said it will also feature Xbox games, Xbox Game Pass games, Xbox Indie games, Indie Selects games at Xbox 360s, Xbox Live Arcade, Xbox Indies Selects. So essentially, they're finally going to get a way to promote the indie games, which I feel like has been really lacking on all platforms. Which really, I mean, really kind of don't need that anymore, too. I mean, there is a place for it. It's nice that they'll do it, but I feel like YouTube's a great place for go and type in hidden gems or indie games best this, and then you'll find some guy curating a list for you. I think word of mouth and YouTube videos is probably the best promotion for indie games.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that was all I was gonna say.
I was going to say, I feel like I was interested in this because, like it said, rekindling the old like Xbox Live Arcade days, but I don't think that you can rekindle that. I think games are so different now. I think what made that unique was those were the first time people were downloading games and the magic of that. And then when they became kind of more than arcade games, like the first time you got like Shadow Complex or a game that was deeper than a basic arcade game, the fucking craziness of that. And then I think it really shot off. I think Shadow Complex was in one of these, if not the first, but the summer of arcade is where it really blew up. And yeah, I feel like games are so different now. I feel like indie games come out and they seem like they just come out with regular games that seem different at that time. So I feel like the landscape's just completely different. But I know this is a complaint for people, so it'll be interesting to see how it works.
For sure. All right, the next article is from IGN. Hogwarts Legacy will soon give all players access to the PlayStation exclusive content. As we near the 1 year anniversary of Hogwarts Legacy, we wanted to let our community know that the Hogwarts Legacy PlayStation exclusive content will be available on other platforms later this summer. Current PlayStation exclusive content includes the Haunted Hogsmeade quest. Ooh! Which upon completion grants access to the Hogsmeade shop, as well as the Shopkeeper cosmetic set. Ooh. Wow, that's awesome, man. I've been waiting for that one.
Um,
Are you gonna get the Haunted Hogsmeade quest?
it's free, so hell yeah, I am. I know this kind of DLC is never game changing, or they wouldn't lock it up like that. But I was bummed when it was PlayStation only. This sounds very picky because it is, because I literally got a free copy of Hogwarts from my friend Bazooka on Xbox, and I was gonna buy it on PlayStation because I wanted that. If it was the same price, I might as well get a little extra content. But I was like, ah, shit, I'm getting it for free, so I'm not gonna spend $70 to get a little extra content. But now I'm gonna get it anyways, and I haven't played the game because, as our show indicates, we're really behind.
Is this guy just printing Hogwarts Legacy collection? Where's he getting these?
I got mine because when he ordered,
They sent him two, right?
Yeah, I'm guessing he's giving you the second one for some reason.
Yeah, well, maybe not now that he hears about the Hogsmeade, Hogsmeade seller, Goblin Man. He's gonna be like, "Fuck, dude, I can't give you that." Next article's from IGN. Gameplay of canceled Call of Duty codenamed NX1 leaks online. Gameplay of a canceled Call of Duty codenamed NX1 is leaked online, revealing an effort to release a futuristic game in the franchise from former Guitar Hero developer Neversoft. The weekend's Call of Duty leaks don't end with NX1. A Twitter/X account called posted footage of the canceled War Mode for Treyarch's Black Ops 4. War Mode debuted in World War II as a multiplayer variant that was less about your kill-death ratio and more about your ability to help the team's progress across different phases of action. I looked at these leaks, pictures, all that stuff. It looked so Call of Duty that I just didn't even care. It was like, oh, I've seen this before. There was like one of the sub objectives of the mission was like secure the armory or something like that. I was like, I feel like I've read that a million times.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think what's most interesting is how these leaks would have gotten out. Because I know in the article too, they mentioned people that worked on the game confirming that yes, there's real gameplay from a real game we worked on.
I won't lie, I didn't even see the other footage, but I did see what appeared to be a campaign level in space. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
It did look very Call of Duty in the way that you go through the level and it's scripted, but as far as visuals and what the game could be, that was the most interested I've been in Call of Duty in like 6 Call of Duty games. But I think it's probably smart. What?
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say you didn't get Infinite Warfare vibes from it.
No, that's what I was getting at. Actually, I did, and I get why they would cancel it though, because everybody loves Call of Duty. Fucking hated those games, and I thought those were some of the more interesting ones. But I will say, even though I thought that, at the same time, I feel like I was kind of doing what I complain about, because I complain about how every game just tries to be the other one, and it did feel like they were trying to get into the Halo, Titanfall at the time, that like go into that area instead of just staying Call of Duty and being its own thing.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know. I just watched even like the audio, like the guys yelling over comms and stuff. I was like, this is. Which I love that formula. But it wasn't. I'm trying to think of something that'd be more prolific, like I was more interested in the fucking mega blocks or whatever, the fucking Halo leak that one time.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
I was like, that was way more interesting than what this was. I would love to know how that shit got out, or I love the behind the scenes stuff on it. Like the gameplay, like I don't think we missed out on anything. By not getting those games. But I'm just more interested in behind this. It is cool to see the behind the scenes. Leaks are fun, and people confirming they're real. So,
I'm with you.
Right. The last article here is on PlayStation.com. State of Play returns this Wednesday. Hi everyone, 2024 has begun, and it's time for our first state of play. Thank you, Sony. The broadcast will be over 40 minutes long and feature guest appearances from some of the most talented minds in gaming. I wonder if The Rock will be there.
I should have
Among
edited this and just put some crazy ass offensive names in the middle of these real names.
Among many other updates will feature extended looks at Stellar Blade and Rise of the Ronin. Two great games coming to PS5 this year, and we'll give you a new look at other titles coming to PS5 and PSVR 2 in 2024
Hey, they remember that existed.
and beyond. I
Beyond.
know. It kind of fucks me up because it's like, damn, I feel like it's the first official thing I've ever heard them say. But yep, that'll be January 31st for 40 minutes, covering 15 plus games, including Stellar Blade and Rise of the Ronin. Be there, be square.
I'll definitely be watching, maybe stream it. We'll see. And by the time we do the next episode, we'll have that to talk about. 40 minutes doesn't seem very long for 15 games, so I feel like some of those are going to be some real small games they show for like a minute or a trailer, because that doesn't seem like a very long time for that many games. But hey, we've been wanting to see more Stellar Blade. We get to see up close now.
Oh, wait, I'll be honest with you, I don't even fucking remember this game.
Oh, you'll get what I'm saying in just a second.
Stellar Blade. All right, let me Google this. Oh,
Kabam!
yeah. This is the naked girl in the...
She's almost fully clothed. Come on, Cody. Stop sexualizing everything.
I've saw photos of this, but I have not seen the videos. The videos are really weirding me out. Because the audio sounds like a hospital room. It's like, beep, beep. She's just sitting there. But yeah, okay. Stellar Blade. It's a fighting game, action adventure game. Stellar Blade is an upcoming action adventure game developed by Shift Up.
That's a very generic name. Shift Up.
You better shift up or ship out.
Hell yeah. You're talking about Kmart failing.
You're in fucking absolute darkness right now.
Here.
You look so creepy right now.
Is that better?
Oh, yeah, dude.
I tell you, it really lights the way, man. You should try and get this thing sometime. It's nice.
Yeah, definitely, bro. I just can't. I gotta find the right game first. I forgot what game we were playing.
You were talking about Kmart earlier. I think they deserve to stick around forever when they did that advertisement of shipping your pants. You remember that?
Yeah.
That really hit.
Ship my pants.
That really hit off for like a couple weeks. Well, they really deserve to stick around for having fucking Little Caesars in their stores, which is a crazy thing to think back on, but amazing.
Yeah, I'm very nostalgic. Like, granted, don't get me twisted here. I miss things when they go, but I get the how the economy works.
I miss them too. I can here. I'll embarrass myself all over again if you don't remember this. I said
I know where this is going.
On things we shouldn't admit, another show that we got to get going again here. Kmart used to be our family place. We'd go there for almost all of our shopping. And I lived still like 2 minutes away from where it was. And when it was announced it was closing and it was getting all depressing in there, I was always in the electronics section, obviously video games. And looked around about 5 times every direction. Nobody's around, and I kissed one of the shelves to kiss it goodbye.
That's cute, dude. One of my favorite stories you've told. I thought you kissed the kiosk.
It might have been that, because what would that have been? That would have been right after GameCube. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, because I remember the story because I'm like, he kissed a GameCube.
And the fact that we both said GameCube tells me that probably was it.
So, which I hope it was a controller. That'd be so nasty.
Oh man, I hope that had cameras. What the fuck? A few things before we get out of news here. One thing I forgot to mention about Indiana Jones is Troy Baker is playing Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford, obviously, and he looks just like Harrison Ford, which makes sense, but it's cool. It's modeled after him. They didn't try and do like not get his likeness or not use him and just have a generic looking Indiana Jones guy. So I'm glad he's in there. But I like Troy Baker actually a lot as a voice actor. And usually, I think he's cool because usually you can't tell it's him. A couple times you can, but he's so good at changing his voice that when I saw this, it sounded like it sounds like Troy Baker, but it's weird. It sounds like he's doing an impression of himself. And because I think he's trying to be Harrison Ford, but it doesn't sound like it at all. So I hope that's not too distracting. If the game's good enough, I think you'll probably forget about that. And like I said, his natural voice is good, but it's a weird part of sounding like he's doing an impression of himself. And I was kind of caught off guard. I don't know if people are being sarcastic now after hearing it, but people were saying they didn't know if it was Harrison Ford. And after I heard it, I was like, this is fucking. Did somebody sincerely think this was Harrison Ford?
What did he tell the kid that was playing Han Solo?
Oh,
"So you're
God.
stealing my life.
Yeah, I
Take
can't
my
remember.
life."
I can't remember what it was. I know what you're talking about, though. That was a good one.
That's what it kind of reminded me of.
Yeah, and oh shit, I don't remember the actor's name that played young Solo, but he like laughed, but you could tell it was like um kind of like scared laugh, like, oh shit, is he serious?
I think he kept the eye contact way too long. I think it was aggressive. Just gonna steal my life. You're coming here. He's like, yeah. He's just old man behavior, dude. I can't wait for the age when all social norms got the fucking window. You know what I'm talking about? When old people reach that age.
Are you not there yet? Not age wise, but just
That's right, dude. Or when just people, just like old people, just do you ever know an old person just farts and they don't care anymore?
yeah, it's
They
terrible.
just fucking let that shit rip, and then you're supposed to not laugh. Then it's really hard when it's just you and that old person. They just shit so fucking loud, and then I'm just supposed to not laugh and just keep moving like nothing happened.
You're correct. You're not supposed to laugh. You're supposed to. That's fucking disgusting. The last couple things I have, starting March 21st, which that was past now, Apple is allowing cloud gaming apps on iOS, which opens the door for the Xbox cloud gaming app to be native, which it was, and then iOS removed it. Don't know when that was. We talked about it in here, and I said how much that sucked. And I think Microsoft did a really good job at making an app that still, or you do like the web browser thing, and then you pin it, but it does feel just like an app and opens like it. Doesn't seem like you're going to a web browser, so they did a good workaround. But I'm sure that a native app would still be much better. Now, hoping Microsoft will take the time to put it back on there, or I doubt it's just simple putting it back on there if I had to make a new one. But hopefully they'll do that and not just be like, well, what we have on there now is good enough. We already put it back on. But we'll see how they handle that. Did you see, you're talking about GTA, did you see the rumor of the release date?
No.
It was going around today that it's March, we know it's 2025, but March 2025, and it's catching on a lot of big sites. But I'd be surprised if that's the date, because I thought GTA always launched in the fall, which I looked, and it always had, well, starting with 3, as we know, like the current GTAs. Besides GTA 4, for some reason, releasing in April 29th of 2008, which seems very odd. Every other one has been September or October. So I'd be surprised if this is March. I mean, it doesn't matter when they fucking release it. It's Grand Theft Auto, so they can do it whenever they want. Sales aren't going to make a difference. But it seems pretty intentional that they always put it out in September or October. And even though it's going to sell shitloads, I guess those are the best-selling months for games, so probably amplify it a little bit. And I feel like that only gives them more time to make the game, which they announced this release date so far ahead that I figured it would be at the end of 2025.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Halo's new operation starts tomorrow. Looking at the date. And goes till March 5th. The reason I'm telling you on here is you should watch the trailer. It was cool. Just even starting up is cool. It's Spirit of Fire is what this one's called. And as soon as the music starts up, you get the Halo Wars vibe. And then cosmetics are Halo War-ish. But yeah, just as soon as I heard that music, I was like, oh, fuck. It's so good. And then the biggest news of the week, Severance has started filming season 2. Got my Severance hoodie on here. looming,
Nice.
ready to go. I actually put it on without even thinking about it, and I was like, oh, this is going to look very intentional now. But I cannot fucking wait. I know I've talked about this show countless times. I think my favorite show in the last, well, I know my favorite show in the last 15 years easily. And I've said a few times, I think how this season is going to be the one that really catches on and everybody's going to be talking about. I think it was stymied a bit by being so fucking delayed because all the strikes happening. But I still think it has a good chance this season to really blow up into something everybody's talking about because I feel like the people that watch it love it, but I don't feel like it's very mainstream yet. And I'm excited for it. And I think for the people who watched it, it runs the risk of people's expectation getting all out of whack, especially being delayed so long that they're going to judge it unfairly, even if it's just as good as the first season. They're not going to think it because they're waited so long. But I think it'll help that so many people haven't seen it that to them it's going to be just as good. So like I said, I feel like there's definitely bad seasons the second year or later on in the series, but I feel like it's a bit overstated how many times that happens. I feel like people's expectations get too high when they like a show. And I guess it's kind of news. Have you heard of the game Gunzilla, which is not a great name?
No.
It's a really interesting battle royale, new AAA studio. They've been working on it for quite a while. The reason I was interested in it is Neil Blomkamp's working at the studio, director of District 9, but he fucking loves games. And I've been seeing, this is a part that I guess kind of news-ish, not nudish, is it looks like it's in some kind of early access or beta or something right now. And it looks really cool from what I've seen. I know you're all about your... Oh, go ahead.
Futuristic looking thing? Like
yeah.
Aliens-esque?
Yeah, uh-huh.
I'm watching gameplay of it right now. This looks pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely one of those things that'll have to catch on or it's going to blow up real fast, but hopefully it'll be different enough. And
I already see the Neil Blomkamp, or Jesus Christ. How do you say his name?
You're close, if not there, Neil Blomkamp.
Okay, Neil Blomkamp. I can really see the influence here.
Yeah, that's why I liked a lot, and this doesn't seem like he's just there to be like, all right, well, my name's here, so you guys have me. It seems like he's invested in it, which is cool.
He's famous too, but not that famous to just...
Oh, no, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, it looks good, man. Wait, so we can't play this right now? You said it's out on beta?
I've been following it for a couple of years. I just happened to see that people were starting to share like videos of it. So I don't know if it's in early access or beta or what's going on. Because everything I've been following has been like concept art and them sharing guns and shit.
Yeah. Heads up, it looks like the company's called Gunzilla and the game is Off the Grid.
Oh shit, yeah. No, I knew that. I'm glad you said that. Yeah. I don't think either are great though. I think that's better for a studio name. But Off the Grid, super generic. But no, yeah, I knew that. So I'm glad you said it.
I'd play this with you, buddy.
All right, and
give this a go.
Hell yeah, we can look into early access or beta or whatever and see if it's an option. But it's coming to obviously PC, but then PS5 and Series X. You want to get into pickups? Do you have any?
I actually don't have any.
Whoa.
Change man.
You sure you don't got any toys around you or anything?
Nope.
Oh shit, I do have this bag of creatures here.
That bag of creatures.
All right.
A nasty 90s gummy candy.
I have two things that are not even technically pickups from this week because I forgot to mention my VR headset with the extended battery that I talked about. I ordered a few weeks ago. Came in, and I'm not gonna lie, I haven't even used it yet.
Awesome.
Yeah, right. And let me see if I can slide over here.
I only say awesome because that's what I do. The PSVR is still packed in its box from Black Friday, so I'm just glad I'm not alone.
Damn, I wish I had one of the batteries, but and a light might help here.
Yeah, let's say hopefully one of your pickups is a lamp.
Oh wait, I actually got one. I won a competition. But right here you can put the battery in, and this is where I wish I had to show you. It's fucking cool. It feels futuristic. You put it there, and the magnet's so strong that it literally like grabs it and it's like and like holds it in there. And you can so that way you can swap them in and out without taking the headset off. But the magnet's so fucking strong that you can be like right here and just pulls it into it.
That's awesome.
Um, and then part of the reason I haven't played it yet is trying to figure out. Not that this will literally hold me back. Like I don't know what to do with it. It fits so different that I just put it on. And I was like, it's kind of weird. So I'm hoping that I don't hate the fit of this, or that would kind of defeat the purpose of it. Obviously. Could you hear everything falling?
No.
Okay. And then the other one that the reason it's just not technically a pickup is I ordered it, but it's not here yet. Is the Mega 64 Master Collection on Blu-ray, which is a little pricey. It's like $84, but it's all the stuff they've ever made and put on YouTube and behind the scenes stuff in one Blu-ray box. And I like them a lot, so that'd be cool to have. And it was a limited thing. So I'm just going to do it because I know, even though it's a little pricey, it's one of those things I won't get, and I'll just be pissed I didn't get it. So that should be on its way here soon.
What was it?
Oh, you're good. It's Mega 64 Master Collection on Blu-ray. It's like everything I ever put on YouTube and behind the scenes shit. And
how much does that run you? $100?
It was $85 before shipping or anything.
Is it sold out?
It was. They put it up a couple more times, so hopefully it's up again now. I didn't know you'd actually be interested enough to buy it. I would send it to you.
I would.
Fingers crossed they got it.
Because you got me the last laugh.
Mm-hmm.
What is this called? Mega 64 and 5? Or no, that wouldn't be it, would it?
Mega 64 Master Collection. I'm checking for you now, see if it's available. This is...
I feel like that's something they're going to keep producing, right? That would be... I know that...
It might be something they're trying to do to get people to buy stuff, but they said that it's sold out multiple times and that they don't know how many times they can put it back on. Might be bullshit, but I know they have a lot of things where they sell out and they don't put it up again. It is on.
This ships out end of February.
Say it is available right now. But yeah, it's possible it's bullshit and they'll have it up forever, have it up multiple times. So I'm not pressuring you into it. I just didn't think you'd be that interested. So if you are, when you be able to get it?
I mean, I don't, of course, the weekend I'll have a pickup. I'm literally having a pickup right now on here. Hold on. PayPal's asking for a code.
This is great.
I just love those guys. I'll support this shit. And that's so sick to have it on Blu-ray.
Yeah, the first time.
Hopefully you can't see anything in the reflection of my glasses, right?
I can't at all.
See, that's a little schizophrenic of me, but
no, I would think
weirder shit.
Yeah, just will say glare to me. No, I'm with you. When I saw it, I was like, God damn, it's sold out. And I was listening to a podcast. And like, yeah, we keep trying to put it back on there, but it keeps selling out. And I was like, oh, it's back on? And I got on the website and said, oh, shit, available. So I went and got it.
PayPal does this dumbass thing too, where it keeps changing my address to a really old address.
Ooh.
Fortunately, the few times I order shit through PayPal and it's done that to me. Oh, by the way, this is a common thing people have had for years with PayPal when you change your address on there, the autofill thing, and it's just so fucked. That I've read Reddit chains, people like actually calling PayPal and like, it's totally removed. I don't know what's happening. So it's something you can't fix too. Trust me, I've tried. Fortunately, the people that bought my dad's old house are the nicest, sweetest old couple, and I actually enjoy. The last time I went there, I just like hung out for a second and talked. They're so sweet. So it kind of worked out for me. I met a really nice, cute couple.
Hell yeah! You spent a few minutes. That's all it takes with you, right?
Let me just say this: she wasn't using a locker when I went in. When I left, she was. Oh, let me make sure this is the right address before I put all this through. because this would be something like I could probably only order once, and I really don't want to send another text message to those polite people. They're so sweet about it too. They're like, oh yeah, the last time I went, Casey, they were like getting ready for bed. They're like in their pajamas. I was like, shit. Sorry, guys.
You just
Oh,
gotta
it's
start
okay, honey.
ordering crazy shit and sending it there. You guys didn't get that long package, did you?
That'd be awesome.
Like your new YouTube series.
Let me make sure this is. I almost said my address out loud. And I'm trying to take my. Actually, if I take my glasses off, that might help. All right, Casey. I had no pickups, but look at you. You made me have a pickup for $93.
What a
It's
great
just right up
price.
my alley.
Yeah. Yeah, no, as far as collecting stuff, I knew it would be, but I didn't know. I knew you liked them, but I didn't know if you liked them enough to, because is a good amount of money. I didn't know if you want it that much.
I just love Blu-rays, and I think there's very few people I would do that for.
Yeah.
They're one of them.
No, I hear you. Should we get into what we've been playing?
Mm-hmm. You want me to go first?
Fine, I guess I'll go first. I always just give it to you, but if you're asking, I'll fucking take it. I've been playing Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. Just checking that out. I'm still really enjoying it. I know our friend Dave said it's very Ubisoft, and he's not wrong, but I think anybody that knew about this game probably should expect that it would be very Ubisoft, so I wasn't caught off guard by that.
Yeah.
And I think it helps me because not only do I not really play a lot of Ubisoft games, as I've went on and on about here many times, including this episode, I don't play many games like this in general that are wide open and have check boxes and a ton of shit to do. So when I do, it's kind of refreshing to me because I don't play a lot of these games, but I feel like if that's what you play, it is going to get old pretty fast. And I already said that even in saying that, there's issues that I have with it. I just enjoy the world so much, and I do think it's a solid game overall. I will say, I mentioned this last episode, I fucking hate how a lot of the characters say the Na'vi. They really emphasize it, and you'll hear when they say it. It's pretty fucking annoying.
I can't wait.
I'm going to give you a couple tips, which I shouldn't, because my camera's majorly out of focus, because I'm trying to be a douche with this trophy. But...
Oh, I just now realized what you were doing.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about the game. I figured I might as well. But I shouldn't, because I'll give you a chance at this. A chance. But I think it'll also help the game as well. So I want to tell you now, so I'm not that worried even if you do win it. I think the game's less frustrating if you go into the settings. They have like a lot of these games do, where they have unnecessary things like there's little puzzles you have to solve. Not like fun Uncharted puzzles, but like BioShock, where there's like you're hacking something and they have to play a little hacking game. Which the thing they do for the hacking was kind of cool. It didn't. I feel like a lot of those, as soon as I do, I'm like, this fucking sucks. Theirs was cool, but then I was like, man, you're doing these all the fucking time. And I feel like it's a little unfair because some of them you do in combat, but the enemies can still hurt you. So I'm like, that seems a little fucked up. I mean, you can be stealth in these games, so I guess technically you don't have to, but I don't feel like... I'm not a stealthy guy, and this game I don't feel it should be played that way anyways. So if you go in the settings, you can turn on autocomplete on the hacks, and I feel like that game makes the game way more fun. I mean, you can start it without it.
So turn on autocomplete for the little mini puzzles, essentially.
Yeah, the hacking, yeah.
So that tells you something. Like Q&A, they're like, dude, these things are frustrating as fuck.
Yeah.
They included that.
Yeah, for sure. You probably do this anyways, not that much of a tip, but the field of view, you can go up to whatever it is, like 105 or whatever, which obviously you can see a lot more of the land, which helps. I'm not going to lie to you, I totally forgot the other tip. I think it's the most helpful one. I probably should have put it in here. So
if you think of it, please tell me.
Yeah, I'm not even trying to hide it, because like I said, I literally told you that when I would have, if I really cared. Even if I don't tell you on the episode, if I remember, I'll tell you. But if I remember, I'll say by the end of this episode because, god damn it, I wish I could remember it. Besides that, that's where most of my time's gone. I should look at my play time. So I said I've done an awful job at keeping track of how long I've played it. I probably played, I would guess, 7 hours. But with how long I've left the console on, it probably says like 45 hours. But I don't know if it's tracked that or not. So that's where most of my times went. Played a little Halo Infinite, a little MCC, and a little Fortnite with Bazooka, his first time playing it the other night. And that's it for me this week.
Cool.
What about you?
I've also been playing Fortnite with Bazooka. Yesterday, him and you've created an addiction for him.
I knew it.
He bought some skins. He bought a season pass.
Oh my
He's even
god.
considering doing the subscription thing, which I haven't even thought about doing. And then we worked on. I got all the Metal Gear stuff done. That finally came out this season. So I have all 3 versions of Snake and all of his uncollectible shit.
Nice.
Having a lot of fun with it. And then I'm just playing the old Avatar because I wanted to play that first. Wow, it's a really good game for a late 2000s movie tie-in.
Mm-hmm.
Better than it probably should be. Granted, if this is a normal game, it'd be just okay. But
Yeah.
the fact that the history of those movie tie-ins. It's also nice. I wish this would have been an option in the new game. You can choose to be either human or Na'vi.
Mm-hmm.
I wish the new game would have done something like that. So I've completed the Na'vi playthrough, and I just started the human playthrough. I don't know how far I'll get in the human one. It depends if I'm liking the combat. Yeah, I mean, it's just a go do this kind of list thing, but I don't mind. Throw podcasts on the background and just fuck around for achievement points. Had fun with it. It didn't overstay its welcome, and pleasantly surprised with it being as good as it is. I think I remember people saying this is a pretty good game. So for what it is.
Had you never played it? I thought you didn't. You played it before, right? Just didn't finish it, or have you not touched it? Oh, okay. That's what I thought.
Yep. I had played a little bit here and there, just never all the way through or any sort of like probably less than an hour, I'm guessing.
Oh, okay.
And I just remember friends that played it that really liked it.
You don't think? I know you said no, but you don't think you're gonna be avatared out or hate the second game because of how you did the first game with it?
Yeah, it's the whole like Native American military human man bad. That's a funny thing too. They make this Avatar, the first Avatar game, they make them sound like complete idiots. They went full like Native American, like white man come to land, big fire in sky, crash, burn, white man bad. That preachy shit gets a little annoying. I agree with Colin when he says the best parts of those movies are seeing like the military and the industrialness like clashing with the jungle and almost like Vietnam-esque warfare. Like if the movies were just focused on humans trying to survive in this hostile alien world, would be so much better than being preached at for 2.5 hours. So yeah, I wish that's probably my biggest issue. I wish there was a human, the bad guys storyline. But yeah, it's very possible I'll be very much avatared out.
All tarred out.
All tarred. freaking birds. The freaking Ravens lost, dude.
I think
I'm all tarred out.
Yeah, it's interesting that you feel that way too, because I do love that stuff. But for me, I think the thing that I've always been most interested in those movies are the visuals. That's why I always thought it was weird when people hyper focused on how the story wasn't unique. I feel like that wasn't the main drive of that, and I feel like that's a weird angle to take because there's so many movies where people don't just look at one aspect and make up their minds on it. Because the story, I don't think it's terrible. I think it's just pretty cut and dry and done before. But I feel like everybody's just dancing the wolves in the jungle. Like, okay, I feel like everybody's just. I don't think everybody thought that at once. I feel like everybody's just saying that because everybody's saying that. But yeah, the story, it's been done before. But for me, it was the visuals that made it so cool.
Yeah, I just feel like story is such a big part of movies that is 90% of a movies for me. And then visuals are cool for the first 10 minutes, being like whoa, and then that will die off really quick, which is probably why people can't retell you like you don't remember what the fuck happened in Avatar. You just remember being like it looked cool.
I
3D was cool.
I usually care about story more. But I think it's so visually impressive, and like I said, if the story was horrendous, I think that'd be different. But I think the story was good enough, and I feel like that's what I'm saying. I feel like there's so many movies that where people have average movies that have average stories, and people talk about how great the acting was, or how amazing the writing was, or the visuals, or whatever, and don't just be like, well, this is just like this movie, and not and just so widespread. That, like I said, that was everybody said it was just dancing with wolves in the jungle. So I
As
don't.
if that many people had even seen that movie.
Yeah. um. So yeah, that was my worry. I said last time that I think you not being much of an Avatar guy. I feel like that's gonna be a whole lot of Avatar. I think it'll be too much for me all in one go. And I love Avatar, and I feel like this game is very much about the visual, and I think there's definitely more of that preachy stuff in here. So I think might be too much for you, but hopefully not. I also looked. I've said I played for 20 hours and 3 minutes. Not as bad as I thought, but still crazy because I think I played probably less than half the time it's showing. But you can continue. I'll just talking about
No,
Avatar while
that's
you're
it.
on it. Oh, just
No, you're
Avatar
good. Yep, that's
and
all I've
well,
been
in
playing.
Fortnite. I gotcha. All right. Well, what have you been watching?
Just nothing crazy. Just still going through Thousand Pound Sisters with Renee. What a great show, dude. I love those two. And it's great too because I always wanted more of their family. Like you would hear them in the backgrounds and shit. I wanted to know more about them, and yeah, it's a the reason I like their YouTube channel so much is because of what this production company is like pushed through, and now it's giving me more stories, and it's just like the day in the life of these this fucking very wholesome. Like they're, I know it's cringy and it's probably they're easy to make fun of and shit, but I don't see it that way. I think it's um, and it's just mindless entertainment. They're fucking hilarious. Um, I don't know, just good shit.
You don't.
It's like
Oh,
a
sorry.
more wholesome. I love 600 Pound Life, but this is like a happier version of that, and you get the full story.
You don't see it as cringy though. I'm not even making fun of you. I feel like that's why you watch this shit. This seems right up your alley, and it would be that way, and that's why you watch it.
Yeah, it's not like because sometimes I get worried. Like, do I watch this type of shit because I'm like, look how stupid they are. I'm way smarter. I'm way smarter than them. They're fatter than me, so I'm more successful than them. They're dumb, and I get worried about that. But I would much rather like I the way I feel about them. Like, if I truly watch shit because I was like I feel superior to them, I'd be able to tolerate like Bachelor or fucking Dancing with the Stars or some shit like that. Like I
Mhm.
just it's real stories. I just love. I've always liked documentaries that a slice of life, right? That's a more of a narration, like a
Mhm.
an actual film kind of thing. But um, I don't know if I'm a nosy person or what. I just I like that. And I like people that are unapologetically themselves. Like if you're posting this shit that I could never ever post online because I know it's cringy and people view it as cringy. Like I think that's what I like more. I don't know.
I
I
hear
don't
you.
know. I like cringe is funny. Like I don't know. I guess almost kind of trying to justify that I'm not bullying these people because I'm actually fans of these people, right? Like I would get signatures from them. I get photos with them. I'm fans of them. Um I don't know. I mean, we were talking about Tom Green earlier. Is it something like that? Are they like Tom Green where it's it's funny, and like I hate to think it's at their fucking expense, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's almost like anti-comedy or something. Like it's a I don't know. I've tried to psychologically break this down to make sure I'm not bullying people or trying to set up these things in my mind. Like, Cody, you're actually not a bully. You actually love these people. But I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I'm fascinated with them.
I got you.
And when they pass away, like some of these YouTubers I watch, if they pass away or something, it's like, fuck. And I would never bully these people. It's like a stand from the side, or I would never actively troll these people. Like I listened to a podcast about Gothic King Cobra. Like why am I so interested in this autistic man that's slowly drinking himself to death in fucking Wyoming? And maybe that's what it is. Maybe initially you start off watching these people because you're like, what a shit show, and it is funny, and you're like, you have this superiority over them or something. Like at least I'm not this fucked up. Am I right? And then I become a fan of them. I don't know what it is, Casey. I've tried to make sense of it. I've tried to justify it. I guess that's what I'm trying to do here. But I genuinely like these people, and if anything ever happened to them, I'd be so fucking sad.
I got
Like I'm
you.
so happy that Tammy and Amy lost the weight because Tammy. There was a time like a few years ago where Tammy like fucking almost died, and I thought, Jesus Christ. So, like Angry Grandpa, I started watching. That's like one of the early like cringe watch channels. When he died, like I'm still like I was just talking about last night. Like fuck, I wish there was new videos. I miss him, but yeah,
I hear you.
another schizophrenic rabbit hole I went down on my YouTubers.
That's all for you?
Yep.
I saw a movie in theater this week. I think you'll want to see it. It's called Anyone But You. It's a romantic comedy. You won't want to see it, by the way. It's like the most predictable cookie cutter romantic comedy. Danielle wanted to see it, and she knew I felt that way, so I wasn't being a fake guy. And some of these I actually ended up liking, and it wasn't terrible. It was okay, but it's just you would have hated it. It's like the most, like I said, cookie cutter thing possible. But the one bonus of that is Sydney Sweeney's in it, so there's really something to look at. You know what I'm saying?
What is she from? I'm looking her up. I'm looking at this stuff now.
To be honest,
Oh jeez.
I was gonna say I don't know how she got so big. I think it's the looks, but yeah, she's in that show. That explains it. Because I know people love that show.
Yeah. I don't think I'll like this movie.
No, you would hate it. Besides that, that's the only thing I saw in the theater. But besides that, we watched 2 more episodes of Severance. Thursday, we'll be watching the season finale. So we'll be done with Severance. Really enjoying that, obviously. We finished Pokemon Concierge. Still feel... still feel the same way I do about that. It's the art style and the stop motion, the claymation, whatever is stop motion. Yeah, is claymation coming up later. Is so cool that I wish it had more substance and was deeper because there's not much to it. And like I said, it's probably not really for us, so it's hard to complain about that. But I feel like it'd just be so cool if it was like a full-fledged thing. And even aside from that, even if it is a more kid-centric thing, I feel like they only showed like a handful of Pokemon. Maybe it's because it's so hard to make them. But you just kept seeing the same Pokemon, even with these episodes being kind of short. You just kept seeing the same ones, which is kind of a bummer. We watched Harry Potter Deathly Hallows Part 1 because for Christmas I bought Danielle tickets to Harry Potter in concert, which is something she always wanted to do. You might be laughing really hard, but I know you don't like Harry Potter, but I think you'd actually like it if it was something that you liked. It's at the Ohio...
I'm not hating. Dude, I wish I loved Harry. Like, I'm kind of jealous that people enjoy it. Like, if Lord of the Rings had these kinds of things that wasn't the Amazon ass shit they made, I'd be all about it too.
So you know what this is, or you just mean in general?
No, I have no idea.
So I
But
was going to say Lord of the Rings was actually what I was going to use as an example. I think if it was that, I think you'd love it. It's at the Ohio Theater, which is already cool, and they have a big screen there to watch it. But then they
this is the
have,
orchestra while the movie plays.
yeah, the Columbus Symphony Orchestra playing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if they have. You don't hear the score from the movie. I thought they would just, as soon as it plays, they would play over it. But you don't hear the music in the background at all. So I don't know if they have a mixer to cut it out or they get a copy without the music. But it's so cool because as soon as the music will be in place, they just play it. The whole orchestra does. So it was really
They
cool.
did Star Wars that way too recently, right?
I felt like I heard that, which would have been awesome. Yeah, I feel like there's only so many things. I mean, you could do it with anything, but I feel there's only a handful of things that would. I don't use this word lightly, you know that. But epic, I feel like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars. I know you might laugh at this one, but Avatar, I think, would fit that really well. But I think there's only so many movies.
You gotta get Avatar off the mind, dude.
No. I think Avatar would fit very well in that. But even a lot of things I like, I don't feel like would fit well in that. But it was a very cool experience. I'm a little bummed we saw part one because part two is way more action heavy. I was kind of mixing up in my mind because they are obviously part one and two of the last book, and I forgot most of my favorite parts were in the second one. So kind of bummer, but really cool scene, and it was for her, so can't really complain too much. Also finished another show that you're all about, Wednesday. Right? How you been watching that?
You just everything you've consumed this week just sounds atrocious to me.
You don't mean that though, right?
Oh, definitely not, dude.
Okay, good. It was very good, Cody. You should watch it. Wednesday's a very good show. And you'll be happy to know that they plan on doing a spin-off of Wednesday.
Thursday.
Oh!
Oh,
What is the character's name? Uncle
Young
Fester.
Sheldon. Oh,
Uncle Fester, which I think Wednesday's the appeal there, so I don't think that will really. I think it'll probably be a hit, but I don't think I'd be as interested. And I feel like it's also weird to have a spinoff and act like this isn't already a spinoff because Wednesday's a spinoff of Addams Family, obviously. Yeah. So it's quite the rabbit hole they're going down. I did watch the first episode of Ted. Have you watched it yet?
yeah.
Or you watched? Yeah, you watched it. I fucking love the first episode. That's all I've seen so far. But yeah, they didn't shy away from any of the stuff that, like I said, I forgot to look up to see how true that was. But if it was true, they definitely just moved it away from Family Guy straight into Ted and kept it. But it was very funny. I hope the rest of the series can be that good. Have you seen anything more in the first episode?
No.
Okay. Because that first episode was some of the hardest I've laughed in a while. It was so good. And then besides that, I watched Chicken Run: Dawn of the Nugget, which I want to make sure I emphasize Nugget. It's good. I know we talked about it on here quite a while ago now. The first one is definitely much better, but I think this is about as good as you could have expected for a sequel that took this long and had no need to come out ever. I think it was well done. After that, I saw there's the making of the movie, obviously, and we just talked about how much we like that kind of stuff. And this is where the claymation comes in, by the way. I think the making of was only like 20 minutes, but it was almost as interesting in the movie, or as the movie. And that's not a diss to the movie. Like I said, I think it's good. But I think seeing how they make that and how fucking frustrating that would be trying to do that is super interesting. But
yeah, I'd check it out. I loved that movie as a kid, and that was an awesome toy line.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's why I don't think this movie is necessary at all. I think the first one is definitely better. But I think if you're gonna do it, I can't think of anything like they should have done this. Maybe you'll feel differently if you do and you watch it and you're like, hey man, it would have been so much cooler if they did this. Then I could see that, but I can't really argue with what they did.
Now, I think even Burger King had a Chicken Run toy line that was even like I try to remember there wasn't a bad toy. Even the Burger
Sounds
King shit was
familiar.
fun. Yeah, Burger King had the toy line. It was really fucking cool. There's
Yeah.
specifically it was all of the things they tried to use to escape,
Oh yeah, that's right.
and it was all of their toys.
Uh
Dude,
huh.
man, even just the normal Chicken Run toys were amazing.
Didn't isn't
Yeah,
Burger King the place with the crowns too?
that's right, dude. They also have lights there. Um,
Like this light.
very good lighting. Very good lighting. No, that's awful lighting.
Wait, maybe this will help.
There you go. Much better. Much better.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to make fun of somebody without electricity, bud, and just surviving with a little light. But besides sports, that's all I've been watching this week. If you want to talk about sports, we can. If not, we could move on.
No, I couldn't. I could not care less about the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I was rooting for Lamar and rooting for the Lions, and that just went sideways. So.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I have no plans to even watch Super Bowl. I'm rooting against the Chiefs, but it's not like I like the 49ers. So, yeah, it's not something I'm interested in seeing. I was hoping for the same matchup as you were, as we talked last week. Like I said, the only plus side is that it's funny that Michigan got screwed over again. And since we talked last, Jim Harbaugh officially left, which I think all but tells you shit's about to go down in Michigan. So it'll be even funnier when the national championship's taken away. And then the Broncos can beat Jim Harbaugh, and both my teams can beat him. So that'd be pretty fucking cool. But that's it. Have you been reading or listening to any books?
No.
The only one I've been listening to is Bone in the Throat, which sounds like another Fifth Wing book, naughty book, but it's not at all. It's Anthony Bourdain's first book, and I started listening to it, and it wasn't him, which I was bummed out because I feel like when I listened to his other book, there's something about his voice that was really comforting, which is weird. But
No,
obviously,
I agree with you 100% on that.
oh
That's not
okay.
weird.
And I also don't like when autobiographies don't use your own voice. Obviously, if you're dead, which I know he is at this point, but he wasn't when this came out, or if it's somebody that's super with struggling talks a lot, or me, for example, struggles at talking. I get if you don't do it,
Yeah.
but
Was sorry. Go ahead.
but then I was listening to the book, and I was like, there kept being some weird stuff in there, but I was like, in his most popular book, Kitchen Confidential, which is the one that I was talking about before.
I
I
thought
feel
that was his first book. Is it not?
no, that's I think one of his
Uh,
later ones. It's definitely his most popular though. If that's what you're thinking of. Um,
maybe.
but in that one, he had some crazy ass stories from working in New York for so long. I was like, this sounds fake, but I guess if he lives in New York and works there, probably some crazy ass stories like he had in that book. But then I was listening to it, and he was talking about how spoilers. This person was walking down the hallway, and somebody pulled out a pistol and shot him in the skull 3 times. And I was like, wait,
Jesus.
and I rewound to wait, what did I miss? Because I told you how I don't follow books that well. So I don't know if I wasn't following along and there's more things that before this because a couple hours in, or if this is a thing that really set it off. This can't be real. And I looked it up, and it's a fiction book he wrote. And I was like, oh, okay, this makes more sense now. But also
Oh.
weird that his first book was a fiction book. But I'm only a couple hours in, so we'll see. It was kind of interesting. I think somebody like that wrote a fiction book that is like not horror, but like I don't know what you'd call that genre, but definitely dark, like Dexter-ish.
Gotcha. Maybe that's why I thought Kitchen Confidential was his first one.
Because he
Because
has a.
the two before that are novels. It looks like.
Oh, okay, that's a bummer. Because I was hoping to hear more of his. Not that this has been bad, but he has a handful of books. So I thought maybe the rest were his actual books.
That kind of makes the graphic novel make a little bit more sense too.
Oh yeah. Um. Anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
Nope, that's it.
That's it. All right. Well, we're gonna get off here and play some games, right?
Oh yeah, get off.
Hey. All right. Well, let's go play some games, and we'll see you guys next week.
I love you.
Talking to
Jesus loves
this.
you.
Oh yeah, you didn't say your
Nope.
thing. You don't need to read it.
I forget. I forget what he says.
Too much pressure. I talked about that last week, and now you won't do it. All right, Cody. So we're back here. I wanted to show you. We talked about the South Park game. Have you seen this yet? The trailer that shows a little gameplay.
Nope.
You should turn it up a little. It does. Well, we'll get your opinion.
I think that someone is casting
That's too loud,
an
right?
endless winter spell.
Oh,
What are you suggesting, Elf?
my volume's
Stan
up
has
way
been
too
acting
loud there.
strange ever since he thought his version of the rules were best. I was gearing up my army to get to him and force him to talk to me to see what he was up to. But then the new kid came and got in the way.
Wow, nice going, new kid.
This storm isn't going to end, and our town is in serious trouble.
Stay back! We're out of stuff!
Then we have no choice. New kid, we must get to the Marshwalker. Stand. Hey, new kids! I'm gonna be king. You chose the wrong side.
Ha! The new kids are dead!
No! Finish the quest. Get powered up and stop embarrassing me. Beep. I cast a spell. Your health is back to 100. Get the fuck up. God, I have to do everything around here.
I'll be honest. The on your stream it like slowed down a lot.
Oh, no.
Frame rate.
Dang.
But yeah, it looks pretty good. They give you Slay the Spire kind of vibes to it. Wow.
I thought it
Yep.
looked exactly what you were about in the first time, and then what I started worrying about, it looked very budgety to me. Yeah, and not like I feel like we talked so much
Go.
about the other games being like 30 episode or 30-hour South Park episodes, and that felt like a game with some South Park jokes in it.
Yeah, I could see that. Let me go watch this trailer here with the normal frame rate. Let's see here. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I think the gameplay would be okay if it's like a Slay the Spire strategy. We'll see.
Yeah, I hear you.